flying kipper is a long freight train usually pulled by Henry the Green Engine. It is long and full of boxcars loaded with fish that are going to the mainland. It leaves the docks at night to reach the mainland in the morning. Duck to the Great Western Engine branch line passes many ports where large supplies of fish come in. Duck and Oliver take turns pulling a special train full of fish from the ports. One evening, Duck and Oliver were in the shed waiting for their driver. Henry pulled up. He was getting ready to take the flying kipper that night. Duck steamed happily when his driver and fireman arrived. "It's a bunch of nonsense," huffed Duck. "What is?" asked Oliver and Henry. "Fish," replied Duck crossly. Henry laughed. "You don't need to help me up Gordon's Hill today." Duck still grumbled, and he puffed away. Duck chuffed up his branch line. Duck soon arrived at a fishing port. Boxcars full of fish were waiting for him. Duck took a sniff and gagged. He hated the smell of fish. He didn't want to take this train to the flying kipper. Back at the yard, Oliver and Henry joked about Duck's incident on Gordon's Hill with the flying kipper. Soon Henry's driver arrived, and he took Henry away. "Goodbye," he called. "Farewell," replied Oliver. Henry was having a hard time pumping his pistons. So when he reached the docks, just before the junction to the quay, Henry's driver oiled his coupling rods. The driver had almost used too much oil, and it dripped onto the tracks and made the rails oily. Back up at the fishing village, Duck finally got ready to leave. He chopped down his branch line. He tried to forget the smell of the fish and tried to think more about his lovely branch line. Henry began to be impatient. "Where is he?" he huffed crossly. Duck was still pumping down the line. Duck finally passed a napper where Thomas and Percy was waiting to collect the mail. "Not long now," said his driver. Soon Duck could see the docks. He puffed hard as he wanted to get into his nice warm shed with Oliver. Today Donald had been very busy. He filled up all the sidings in the docks full of cars, so Duck had to stop on the quay and let the workmen unload his fish vans. Duck approached the docks. He slipped on the oily rails and raced forward, right off the quay. Duck laid in the water. It was a terrible mess. Duck felt silly for going so fast. Henry laughed. "You're where you belong. Ducks like a good swim." And he chortled away. Oliver soon arrived at the breakdown train. They got Duck back onto the rails. Then Oliver pushed Duck back to the yard. The next day, Duck was busy at work again. He liked his name Duck and working on the railway, but he didn't want to have to be like a real duck and go swimming.